Assalamu alaikum. This is a small introduction to the power of vibration. These vibrations can not only harm but heal us. Scientifically proven to affect not only the mind but our physical bodies. I have seen these vibrations visualized in music playing using sand and a speaker. I encourage all of you to look on YouTube for these videos for yourself. Note how the sand forms in geometrical patterns. Now, this is the way that God created the physical world in front of us. Okay, I was trying to read, but I'm not going to. I'm just not good at making these videos. Okay, but if you think about it, in the Bible, it talks about God's spoken word. The power behind it, how he spoke everything into existence. One of the things that I wanted to share with you guys is that Quran, the very first opening in the Quran, well, it's Al-Fatiha, but before that, we have the word Iqra, which is, some people say that it means read, Iqra, read, but it has a deeper meaning than that. It means recite. Now, I am not sure how many of you are aware of this in the West, but there are over 200 million people in this world today that can recite the Quran in Arabic from their memory. Now, I know that many of you around me here in the West, they talk about how impressive that movie was, the Book of Eli. How he was able to recite the whole Bible, and it was all stored in his memory. And that is amazing. I wish that I could do that. But I'm telling you today, there's a whole bunch of people who can recite the Quran word by word. And this is why the Quran cannot be corrupted. It's not just written down on a piece of paper. It's not just written down in a book. It is stored in our memory and in our heart. I'm still learning. I'm still a baby. But there are children as young as 6 years old who can do this. Now, I want to go back a little bit about what I know about the power of vibration. I know that our bodies are 78% water, I believe. And water, there was a study, water has memory. So the way that we are living our lives, the vibrations we put around us, it does affect us in a very big way, physically and mentally. If you think about music that you play, sometimes not even the lyrics of the song, it doesn't always lead up to the emotions that you're getting from listening to it. And this is because of the vibrational patterns that are at play. But I know I like to do everything in a very metaphysical way, homeopathic way. I really don't like medications. And I found a lot of healing through these vibrations. Acupuncture, acupressure, they know how to release this energy in these channels. Reiki, I haven't really experienced that myself, but I've heard amazing things about it. And I always say this wrong, and I'm looking at the book right now. Qigong energy. Those who read a lot cannot articulate very well. And this I've noticed to be true because I'm always corrected on this. But I wanted to get back to the Quran because the Quran scientifically has been proven to have such great healing benefits to it. And not just healing benefits, but protective as well. And I have experienced this myself when I feel like there's some kind of an energy around me that's not very good. This other realm, this other world, we can feel it. I think some of us are more sensitive to it than others, but you know, whenever you get like the heebie-jeebies, they call it here in the West, you know, those of you who believe in hauntings and stuff, First of all, I don't believe that humans can come back. I do believe these are jinn at play, and they can manifest in our deceased loved ones or scary figures. It all depends on what will affect you the most. So be very wary if you hear anything about... Okay, sorry about that. But be very wary about anything that you see that you might take as a deceased loved one trying to speak to you, trying to communicate to you, because it can very well be the jinn deceiving you. But anyways, there are many spiritual benefits to the recited Quran, and the fact that it's the first word in the Quran, Iqra, which means recite, it also, the Bible, I'm not going to get into this debate, but there has been a lot of changes done to it. But I know in the beginning, it talks about God's spoken word. And I do believe that this power of vibration is the way that he made everything exist. A sacred geometry, if you can go through theologies and look at this sacred geometry, it has been discovered now since the beginning of mankind. And there's such important value into these. And like I said, going back to our health, the way these vibrations affect our physical bodies. If you look into the human cell, any cell, any living organism, or even things that are not living, it's the way they're formed. They're all formed in geometrical patterns. And not just geometrical patterns. If you notice, like a tree and its leaves, they form in what's called fractals. So it repeats itself. There is something, I know this to be true, but I haven't really investigated that as I should. But gene memory, actually that is a very real thing. And I learned that in one of my books. But genes have memories. So there's been not necessarily a past life experience, and I don't know whether past life experiences actually exist or not. I know there's a lot of information about this, and it's very hard to think that it doesn't exist. However, that does not line up with my understanding of Islam. So I can't take that fully. But this gene has memory. This makes more sense to me when it comes to past life experiences, because our bodies are mostly water. When our genes pass on to the next generation, it actually picks up that memory. So I think a lot of what we have as past life experiences or past life memories, I think it has something to do with this. Am I right? I don't know. This is something that you have to take for yourself. But I know this doesn't teach me this in the Quran. But I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to end here, and I'm going to share with you my singing bowl experience. I still play around with it quite often, actually. I still only have one. I do hope to have more. But I will listen to Hertz music, and I will listen to singing bowls. In the Quran, mostly I listen to, but the vibrational patterns in the Quran is what I can resonate with very, very deeply. I could cry now thinking about it. Very emotional. But I listen to Al-Kahf. I play that every Friday, more often than Friday. But there are just certain surahs that really hit me harder than others. But Al-Kahf is a very protective surah. And Al-Kahf, for my Christian friends out there, you probably don't even know this, because when I talk to a lot of people, they don't know this. It's the story of Moses and Melchizedek. And I'm probably pronouncing his name wrong too. But most of you Christians out there, you don't know who Melchizedek is. And I found that very, very surprising, because it has always been one of my favorite stories in the Bible. But the Quran, this is the story in the Quran. And it's Moses and Kedar. and the journey that they have together. One of the things I would like to share with you is that Melchizedek was born not from any mother or father. He just exists. And his story, he's mentioned a few different times in the Bible, and he even goes back to blessing Abraham. So if you don't know who he is, I highly suggest you go and check him out, because he's an important player. And yeah, so I will leave it at that. But let me get to the video.
ابوكم انت طالع هالزلم صاحبنا زلم والله ينزل لك مطر ابو فاضل يبي فضلك يوزع على النجم يلي منقع بالاحسان ايش يهمك يا نهر يلي منقع بالاحسان ايش يهمك يا نهر بالشط انا قطع عمري بالضرب بالشط صديح طريق من عند الشط عند حسين ما يضيع بالشط عند حسين ما يضيع بالشط ابو فاضل منقع بالغويه يا هاشم وبالوين ناصر ارض تضوي يا هاشم وبالوين ناصر.
You hear it?
Yeah.
Look, I can do it. Watch. Listen. Feel it. Now you try.
Okay.
It's not as easy as you think. Go, try. Feel it. Feel the vibrations. Here,
Okay.
I'm recording. So I hope that you got a lot of information from the video today. I hope that you appreciate the information that you did receive, and I hope that it makes you dig a little deeper into what you think you know, and just try and connect even more at a deeper level with God Himself. So I'm going to end the video, and I'm asking you to like and subscribe. I never really wanted to say that, but it does help with the algorithm, and I am trying to spread love, light, and truth. And I have a big, I'm postulating a world that's joined, not divided. So thank you so much for watching. Assalamu alaikum, and remember to do better.